what happened to making Dumbledore gay? And I loved that comparison because it was like no one knew that he was gay through like all of, if not a majority of the books. And then that kind of just aftermath in some interview in some side thing just was like, oh, hey, yeah, by the way, he's gay. And then it was like, oh, yeah, he's never had a partner. So it makes things make sense. That's fine. You can add context, but making it the whole story, going back and making it the whole personality is what's killing them.
Look, we all know that games journalism is just a mess, right? And I use the term journalism. Well, I don't. I use the term blogger. We have a bunch of bloggers in the video game space. We have people who they're not journalists. They have no background in journalism. They don't know how to do real, true journalism. But Kotaku, Polygon, these outlets, they are also infiltrated by activists. And this has been a reoccurring theme that we've seen over and over again. But now there's a pushback from a former Kotaku and IGN editor who is calling for video game developers and publishers to condemn gamers for opposing the woke ideology. So if you don't like it, you're a part of the problem, says this person.
I'm a part of the problem. Labs told me that the other day.
Yes, Wicked is part of the problem, guys.
For sure.
So this person, Kate McDonald, who I guess now currently goes as Kiza McDonald, I guess.
Sounds cooler for the kids, maybe. Like, I'm Kiza, I'm cool, I'm hip.
Yes.
It sounds like Cheesa. I'm Cheesa. Anyway, go on.
Well, this person created this article for The Guardian. It says the anti-woke campaigning that kicked off a few months ago is still rolling on. The language may have changed a little since Gamergate, but the intention behind it has not. Forgive my simmering rage, but I've seen this way too many times before.
Yeah, they are not paid enough to feel that harsh. They are not paid enough. Their pay grade could not be high enough to feel that intensely about this. I mean, ugh.
The simmering rage from Kiza McDonald here.
How long until she privates her tweets?
Oh,
yeah.
It's already done.
There we go. There we go.
Of course. She feels so strongly about it that nobody can respond to her, which is
right. Her simmering rage has to take over the comments.
It's just spectacular, really. She goes in and Savvy, who has been on the show several times, just brilliant in her ability to dissect people. She says comments instantly disabled, simmering rage, a state someone exists in because they are juvenile and lacks a mature brain, right? And, she's not wrong.
No.
She said, and as stated in this, the language has changed. This is from the article. The language has changed a bit in the past decade. They used to be upset about SJWs or social justice warriors. Now they've taken issue with a different acronym, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, or just good old woke. But the sentiment of this group is the same. Games are for us and for only us. If you want games to change or to tell stories outside the straightforward male-oriented power fantasies that we grew up with, then well, that's not allowed. We won't stand for it. In fact, we will try to aggressively harass you out of this space entirely. I think this is such a bland, boring statement, because you see games like, look, we can do the whataboutism, but at the end of the day, nothing about this is true. The idea of straightforward male-oriented power fantasies. I love that we're getting a new Zelda game where you play as Zelda. I love playing as Samus in Metroid. I love. Chun-Li is my favorite Street Fighter character. Right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, men usually, especially in like games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, they play the women. Growing up, my cousins, my brother, they all played the women because they were. I don't know. I mean, obviously, probably like to look at it, but like they're, as far as a fighting game, a lot of them were better. Like their moves are better, more interesting. That's so, and it's funny that they want to aggressively harass you out of the space, but they're the ones that you can't respond to them, like because they're so bothered by your opposing opinion. It's ridiculous.
Do you, Mally, your thoughts on this just in general? Because I look at this lady, this she/her. Here, Kiza McDonald, and when you look at her profile over on X, I think it really says everything you need to know about this. Number one, pronouns, right? That tells you everything right there.
And a rainbow. And a rainbow.
And the rainbow, right. Yeah. But I feel we talk about there's representation all the time. We need more representation. We need represent. I feel like in the video game blogger sphere, whether it's Kotaku, The Guardian, pick an outlet, there's an over-representation of pronouns and rainbows that doesn't reflect real life. And then in turn, they get back into their bubble, and that's all they know. So when something is different, that's where you see them pushing back.
Yeah, no, I think that is 100% it. And yeah, I just made a video about the Mario character, that one background Mario character that's actually trans. It's like the purple ghost thing is one of the bad guys. It's like all of these things it's shoved into random corners no one actually cares about. I saw somebody put it in a comment and I really agreed with it, so I'm repeating it here, but basically they commented on my Mario video and said, "What happened to making Dumbledore gay?" And I loved that comparison because it was like no one knew that he was gay through like all of, if not a majority of the books. And then that kind of just aftermath in some interview in some side thing just was like, oh, hey, yeah, by the way, he's gay. And then it was like, oh, yeah, he's never had a partner. So it makes things make sense. That's fine. You can add context, but making it the whole story, going back and making it the whole personality is what's killing them. I mean, you were mentioning female characters in games that are your favorite. I mean, Sheik is one of my favorites, / Zelda is one of my favorites from Smash. Personally. And I mean, also growing up, I only wanted to play the dudes. Some of my favorite games growing up had dude male characters, Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, all of these things, Sly Cooper. I don't really give a shit what the gender is. I just want a cool game. You know, I wasn't thinking about, oh, Jack's a dude. I was like, dude, Daxter's cool. And like, we have Eco and we have da 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 da. And I was talking about the game. I wasn't worried about the gender of the character I was playing. They're so focused on being inclusive. And like you said, it is lopsided. It's not representing accurately. It's the same thing how we were talking about earlier about how, oh, we have one white guy, we're diverse. No, you're actually like wildly misrepresenting real life. If you want to be accurate, at least in the United States, you'll have a lot of Latino and a lot of white and a little bit of everything else. And I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but that's what we are. That is the fact of what America is. We are a majority white and Latino with a little bit of everything else. And yeah, those fluctuate and grow, but that's what it is. So don't act like you're misrepresented because numbers can't lie to you, okay? Math can't hurt your feelings. Statistics are telling you the truth. And what they're telling you is you're probably a minority or probably of the majority. Those are the two options. And they don't make you special either way.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that, the idea of being special. I think you actually had a really good tweet about that. On your somebody pointed out a tweet from you.
Oh yeah, they clipped my Rumble stream. I think they commented it on your guys' post. Yeah.
Here it is right here.
I hate and love every single person equally. I equally don't give a fuck about anyone. You're not special.
But they are, Matt. Like, they're so special. And if
to their mommies. Not to me. Maybe to their therapist and to their mommies, but not to me. And they don't need to be. They shouldn't need my validation to survive.
Yeah. That sounds like a personal problem. That's the thing with them is they need validation from people that they claim to hate, but they're just so focused on frothing at the mouth over your take on something. I can't imagine getting so mad because someone doesn't like a show that I like and just like flying off the handle. Like, I don't care if you don't like the shows that I like or the movies that I like. It's so these people, I can't relate to just the hate that they live their life in. It's got to be exhausting, honestly. Kind of feel bad for them in a way.
Truthfully. Yeah.
I think you nailed it, man. There's so much hate in their heart. And that's the saddest thing. And then they project it out. And they say, look at all these people who hate me. And like we do, the reality is that nobody cares. Like nobody cares. Like just don't shove it in our face. That's it. Just don't put it in our face. Nobody cares. And you're right. There's just so much hate and so much angst. And these people are broken. And the one thing that they have is their pronouns. And this is how I identify. And this is what I like to do with, in bed. It's like, nobody gives a shit. Please don't tell me about it. I really don't care. But Blabs, you got anything on that before we move on?
No, I agree with you guys. It's all shit.
All right. Sounds good.
Great.
All right.
Great way to put it.